Good day, ma'am. Today our topic is all about the environmental problems. So our group will discuss the issues causes, what causes them, what are their effects, and how to solve them. So what is an environmental problem? So an environmental problem is an any change or disturbance in nature that can harm living organisms like humans and animals or in planetary resources. So it usually happens when there's an imbalance between the environment and the other organisms living in it. So there are four global issues. We have greenhouse effect or the global warming, the acid rain or the polluted rain that can harm plants and buildings. The third one is the ozone depletion or the um, thinning of Earth's protective shield. And the last one is the soil erosion or the wearing of topsoil. So understanding the greenhouse effect, think of the greenhouse like a blanket around the Earth. So normally, this blanket of gases helps trap enough heat from the sun to keep our Earth warmer and livable. So because of the human activities, this blanket become too thick. It is trapping too much heat, causing the Earth temperature is to rise abnormally. Why is this happening? So there are four causes. We have the carbon dioxide or CO2, the methane CH4, the deforestation, and the last one is the nitrous oxide. So first is using oil gas from electricity and cars releases. So sa atong mga gipanghimo nga ay kanang makagamit og mga electricity, something mga gas kanang maka-release siya og carbon dioxide. Mo'y example sa burning fossil fuels. Yeah. The second is the methane CH4. So, raising livestock, kanang mga livestock like mga cows, unearthing trash in landfills release. So, maka-release po na sa methane or the CH4. So, number 3 is deforestation. So, when we cut down trees, fewer na lang ang mga plants nga maka-breathe in sa CO2, learning more of it in the air. Number 4 is the nitrous oxide. So, kani nga kuan is using kanang makagamit og mga certain fertilizers kana in farming release nganong maka-release siya og nitrous oxide mo na iyang nganong naapil siya sa cost. Then what are the results? So these are the effects. So if the earth continues get warmer, we face major consequences. So we have three major consequences: the rising sea levels, extreme weather, and ocean acidification. So rising sea levels, the polar ice cap melts. Then ang water sea sa ocean will expand, which could flood coastal cities. So imbis kani nga city has di bahaon because of the rising sea levels kanang mabahaan na siya. Then the second is the extreme weather. So we see we encountered more storms or typhoons. So nganong nakapekto po ni siya is long periods of no droughts kaning ting-uga and records breaking heat waves. And the last one is the ocean acidification. Ang ocean maka-absorb og extra CO2 which make the water more acidic and kills coral reefs and fish.
Good afternoon, everyone. I explained the solution First, transition to renewables. The primary goal is to move away fossil fuels like coal, which are the leading source of carbon dioxide. By adopting solar, wind, and geothermal energy, we can generate power without the heavy carbon footprint. And second, the reforestation. I guess we are familiar with this. The reforestation. Trees act as natural carbon sinks through photosynthesis. Forests absorb carbon dioxide from the atmosphere and store it, making large-scale tree planting one of the most effective ways to balance current emission. And the third, energy efficiency. Efficiency. This focuses on reducing water. Um, this focuses on reducing waste on an individual and industrial level using LED bulbs, improving building insulations, and prioritizing public transport ensures that we get more utility out of less energy. And the last, policy and governance. Climate change cannot be solved by individual action alone. Governments must implement carbon taxes to hold polluters accountable and honor international agreements, like the Paris Accord to ensure global cooperation. For example, the Philippines. The Philippines is the one of the most vulnerable nation of climate change. So katong Super Typhoon Haiyan or the Yolanda katong Bagyo, its warmer ocean temperature act as fuel for tropical cyclones. In the case of Yolanda, the exceptional warm waters of the Pacific allow the storm to reach record-breaking intensity before making landfall. The catastrophic destruction in Leyte and Samar, where entire coastal communities were leveled by wind and storm surges.
Good afternoon, everyone. Today, I will be talking about acid rain. Rainwater is naturally slightly acidic, but acid rain refers to precipitation with unusually low pH levels. When sulfur and nitrogen compounds mix with water vapor in the air, they fall as weak sulfuric and nitric acid, damaging anything they touch. You might think rain is naturally slightly acidic. However, when it becomes too acidic, we call it acid rain, meaning it has unusually low pH levels. In other words, it's like rain that drank too much lemon juice. It's extra sour and dangerous. And the causes. Acid rain is primarily caused by chemical reaction involving sulfur dioxide released from coal-fired power plants and volcanic eruptions, nitrogen oxides released from vehicle exhaust and industrial boilers. So, how is this monster made? Look at the diagram. Factories and vehicles release gases like sulfur dioxide and nitrogen oxide into the air. These gases rise up and mix with water's vapor, oxygen, and other chemicals in the clouds. Through chemical reaction, they turn into weak sulfuric acid and nitric acid. When it rains, these acids fall back to the ground with the water. In the other words, this smoke flies up high, makes friend with the clouds and says, "Hey, let's mix together and become super acid." Then boom, it rains acid all over us. And the effects, aquatic ecosystem makes lakes and streams toxic to fish and amphibians. And the forestry leaches aluminum from soil and strips strips nutrients from leaves, killing trees. And the architecture corrodes limestone, marble, and metal structure. And the effects. Now why is this a problem? Acid rain damage almost everything it touches. For water life, it makes lakes and streams toxic, which kill fish in the lake. They go like, oh no, my mouth is burning, goodbye world. And the forest, it pulls harmful aluminum out of the soil and washes away nutrients from leaves, causing trees to die. From buildings, it eats away at materials like limestone, marble, and metal. That's why old statues and buildings look worn out over time. And for the conclusion, so basically acid rain is like a bully that hurt fish, trees, and buildings. We need to stop making so much smoke to the rain so can be nice again. And that's all, folk. Let's stop the smoke, save the trees, and protect our seas. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Tenso Lawrence Olavides, and my topic is all about acid rain. Solution to reduce acid rain. First, scrubbers. Devices in smokestacks that use chemical processes to remove sulfur dioxide from exhaust gases, greatly lowering emissions. Example, a Luzon coal plant installed scrubbers cutting sulfur dioxide output by up to 90% and reducing local acid rain risk. Second, a catalytic converters. Parts vehicle exhaust system that turn harmful nitrogen oxide into safer gases, addressing a major pollution source. Example, like mandatory for all new vehicles in the Philippines. This rule has reduced nitrogen oxide levels, especially in busy Metro Manila. Third is alternative fuels. Shifting from high polluting fuels like coal to cleaner options such as natural gas or renewable energy cuts harmful emissions. Example, like Philippine factories switching from coal to natural gas have lowered sulfur dioxide levels while increased investment in renewable further reduces pollutions. Local example, impact in the Philippines. Situations, industrial growth in Metro Manila and nearby areas has raised pollutant levels, creating acidic air that harms structures and landmarks. So, examples like Rizal Park and Intramuros. Polluted acidic air causes black crust and erosion on stone surface, damaging historical sites and speeding up decay. Example, the Rizal Monument and San Agustin Church show visible damage from acid rain requiring expensive restoration work to preserve them. And that's all. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone, and good afternoon, Mama Lynn. I am Marian Piquero, and I'm going to report about my topic, which is the ozone layer. And before we start, I just want you to all think of the ozone layer as the Earth's sunscreen. And we all know what is sunscreen, and we all know what is the purpose of using sunscreen. And now the question is, what is the ozone layer? The ozone layer is the thin layer in the atmosphere that protects us from harmful UV rays coming from the sun. So without it, we'd be directly exposed to radiation that can damage our skin and health. And when we use sunscreen, it doesn't last forever, right? Because usually it only protects us for about 2 hours, and now we need to reapply. So the ozone layer works in a similar way, but here's the difference. we cannot just reapply it. Kay lahi sila. And once it gets thinner or damaged, it takes a very long time to recover. Dili siya same sa sunscreen nga kung mahulas na to, pwede ta maka-reapply. Pero ang ozone layer, once mag-get thinner siya or ma-damage siya, dili dyan na to siya dali-dali ma-recover. Mga ilahan difference. Now let's talk about UV rays. UV stands for ultraviolet, and they are the energy coming from the sun. And for the information of everyone, we have 3 types of UV rays, which are UVA, UVB, and UVC. The UVA causes skin aging, while the UVB causes sunburn and worse skin cancer. While the UVC is the most dangerous one, but it's usually blocked by the ozone layer. So, sa sunscreen, maka-block siya or maka-absorb some of these rays, especially the UVA and UVB. Pero, dili siya perfect. Kaya, if ma-expose ka sa sun for too long, you can still get sunburned. Maunang, ozone layer is very important because it acts like a stronger, natural shield that blocks most harmful UV rays before they even reach us. Pero, naay problema. This layer is getting thinner. Tinuod. It's getting thinner and thinner and thinner. This is what we call ozone layer depletion. So, how does it happen? Like, diun sa pagkahitabo, nga nung kanipis man ito ang ozone layer. It's mainly because of this chemical, which is called chlorofluorocarbons, or CFCs. And these are found in our homes, sa atong old refrigerators, sa air conditioners, or sprays na ano sila. And when these chemicals go up into the atmosphere, they will break down ozone layer. Like, karon giun sa nampod nila pag-breakdown ang ozone layer. Ngani ang mahitabo, ang kaninga mga CFCs mo produce sila og chlorine atoms, and katong sa atom, sila ang mo-destroy sa thousands of ozone molecules. In short, one chlorine atom can destroy thousands of ozone molecules. Imagine, thousands of ozone molecules can be destroyed by just only one chlorine atom from this chemical, which is the chlorofluorocarbons nga naa sa old refrigerator, nasa air conditioners, and even sa sprays, which is very harmful. Now, why should we care? This is the question. Why should we care? Because as an environmental student, this affects us. Maapektuhan ta dili lang ang humanity, but also the agriculture, the marine life, and the environment. Now, sa humanity, unsa man ang ato ang makuha anhi. More UV rays reaching Earth means higher chances of getting skin cancer or eye problems like cataracts. In agriculture, plants and rice and corns can get damaged. Mas luya ang mga farmers kay ma-expose sila sa sun for too long. And now sa marine life, naay tiny sea organism nga if kani siya mamatay, the food chain will get affected. Siya ang base sa food chain. If kani siya ang mawala, magkabuag sa naang tanan. Kani siya mauni ang plankton. Kani nga plankton, makita niya nato siya sa SpongeBob. Mauni ang plankton, and sa SpongeBob, mauni niyo makita. Para lang sa inyong reference, makailara mo sa plankton. Now, in environment, ang ako ang my best example is ang Metro Manila, where pollution and industrial activities are very common, and it contributes serious problems like environmental problems. But the good thing is, there are solutions. Countries around the world agreed on the Montreal Protocol, which help reduce harmful chemicals like CFCs. Because of this, the ozone layer is slowly recovering. So we are very thankful for the Montreal Protocol. And for us, we can help in simple ways, like using eco-friendly products, avoiding old appliances that release harmful chemicals, and being more aware of how we take care of the environment. So, yeah, protecting the ozone layer is really important because it protects all of us. And if we do our part, even in the smallest way, we can make a big difference. So that would be my discussion about my topic, which is the ozone layer and the ozone layer depletion. And now I will give the floor to our next reporter. Thank you for listening.
Good day everyone, good day ma'am. I am Antea J. Norias and today I will explain some solution to protect our ozone layer and why is it matter to us. So one of the most important solution is the Montreux Protocol, an international agreement that help reduce harmful chemicals like CFCs, stand for chlorofluorocarbons that damage the ozone layer. Because of this, the ozone layer is slowly recovering. So another solution is the use of alternative like HCFC or the hydrochlorofluorocarbons and the HFC or the hydrofluorocarbons, which are the less harmful compared to the older chemicals. We also need the proper disposal of the old appliances like refrigerators and air conditioner to prevent the harmful gases from leaking into the air. So sa ato pa kinahanglan jud nga magbantay ta kung saan nato pa labay sa mga daan na mga gamit akong dili bitaw makadaot sa atong environment or sa atong kalibutan. Now, even if the ozone hole is mainly above Antarctica, still the effects are felt worldwide here in the Philippines. The UV index can reach very high or even the extreme level. Mao nga importante jud nato nga magprotekta sa atong kagalingon pinaagi sa paggamit sa payong, sunscreen, and even the protective clothing. This is because the ozone layer, which protects us from harmful UV rays, is not as strong as before. So, in my conclusion of my report, protecting the ozone layer is a shared responsibility. Bisan gamay nga butang sa saktong disposal and sa paggamit sa eco-friendly product, dako na kayo na siyang impact sa atong environment. So, if we work together, we can protect our environment and help. So, that's all. Thank you.
Good morning, I am Danny Pellegrino and my topic is all about soil erosion. Soil erosion, the displacement of the upper layer of soil or the topsoil. When we say topsoil, it is the most fertile layer when it is washed or blown away. The land becomes unproductive, leading to desertification and food insecurity. In addition, soil erosion is a natural process of a topsoil being carried away by wind and water, and a problem significantly exacerbated by human activities like agriculture and deforestation. And this degradation of land leads to a loss of fertile topsoil. And there are causes and effects of a soil erosion with causes like deforestation, overgrazing, monocropping, topography, and these four causes lead to loss of a fertile topsoil. And we have the effects, which is the fertility, siltation and landslide. So these major problems should be fixed by our own hands and our own thinking, because we human have the privilege or rights to protect our environment. This problem has a solution, which is implementing natural effects soil conservation strategies is crucial to mitigate causes and effects of topsoil. First, we have soil-friendly agricultural practices. There is farming, third, crop rotation, and fourth is improving organic matter. So these Solution is very important to combat these problems. So we people should practice in how we handle and how we protect our environment because I believe in SDG 15 life on land we must protect and conserve the forests and the forest in our environment. And lastly, little by little, we can make a big difference impact in our environment because we, the environmental student, should protect and promote and conserve the natural resources that we have for the next generation. So that would be all, and thank
Local example, Philippines. Massive loss of arable land in mountains province. The Banawi rice terraces are a masterclass in erosion control, yet they face collapse due to the neglect conservatively. In Benguet, deforestation for vegetable gardening has led to frequent landslide during the monsoon season, blocking vital highway and destroying farm. So, the Banawi restorations show erosion control techniques. They are in mountains province in the Philippines. Neglect causes collapse of these trees over time. Benguet suffer from deforestation for vegetable and gardening. Deforestation leads to landslide during the monsoon season. Landslide block highways and destroy local farm. Summary and conclusion. Greenhouse effect. Fossil fuels CO2, global warming and renewable energy. Greenhouse gases cause global warming and climate change. Ang greenhouse is mao na ang nagdala sa global warming climate change. So, acid rain, SO2, and NOx. Ecosystem damage, smokestack scrubbers. Acid rain damages ecosystem through pollution in air. Ang asidong ulan is nagdaot sa mga ekosistema pinaagi sa pollution sa hangin. So, ozone depletion, CFCS, UV radiation Montreal Protocol. Ozone depletion increase harmful radiation exposure. Soil erosion, deforestation, loss of fertile land, terracing, planting. Soil erosion result in loss of fertile farmland.